There's this sort of story of human history that there were these great individuals who sort of made the things that matter to us. And it's definitely true that some people have made profound contributions to a collective endeavor. And I think it's important for everyone to notice and recognize that. But I think it's just as important, maybe even more important, to notice the many unnamed hands moving things from one place to another, shaping them and putting their life energy into creating the day-to-day things that we need to have a comfortable existence. Welcome back to The Experience of We. I'm Matthew.
I'm Naomi.
Today we are starting a new series called Meditations on the Superorganism. The Experience of We as a relational system operates on some foundational understandings. And one of them is that we, you, me, Naomi, are relational organisms in a relational world. And that we are all individual cells in a planetary scale, collective social organism. And so for Naomi and I, learning to orient towards this truth, it feels like a foundational truth to us. Learning to orient towards that truth is one of the ways that we learn to embody relationality as a way of being. And so one of the meditations that we like to do is to sort of look around our home and notice something. What do we notice, Naomi?
We notice how much of not just our home, but our day-to-day life is created, co-created, provided for us by the entirety of this relational superorganism. We are all these evolved animals on this planet moving together in characteristic patterns, right? We all have patterns. We need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to excrete waste of various kinds.
Hydrate.
Yeah, we are all taking similar actions. And that makes us as one body kind of moving through the world, doing specific versions of those patterns, taking those actions. And so all of the things in our home, all of the things in our lives are brought to us by this big body of human, taking certain actions, providing certain patterns for each other, both people that we know and people that we don't. As we look around our home, we didn't make hardly any of these objects besides our own bodies. All of these were provided to us by the human collective superorganism. The running water, which we are very blessed, very grateful to have.
I'm really grateful for water.
Yeah, seriously, is provided to us by oceans we don't know and people that
I don't think we're drinking from.
No, we're drinking from a lake. I realized it after I said it, and that's why I stumbled. So we do actually know this Lake Michigan. It's a wonderful companion of ours. But in the human world, the system that brings our water to us wasn't built by people that we know. So much of what we consume on a day-to-day basis was grown by people we don't know. In fact, almost all of it.
Yeah. When I think about, when I just look around, okay, so I'm looking around, I'm looking at Naomi's necklaces. Naomi did not craft her necklaces. One of them, at the very least, was crafted on the other side of the world. We didn't make our clothing. We didn't make this couch. The camera that's recording this video.
The camera that's recording this video takes a 6-continent supply chain to make. Different minerals that come up in different places all have to be assembled together to arrive here to us to let us talk to you.
Yeah, and for not for all of us, we have a deep understanding that the goods and services that are created by the collective organism are not equally distributed around the world. And so Naomi and I are speaking from a certain layer of privilege within the collective organism. And we know that there are some people who receive more benefits and services than we do. And we know that there are a lot of people who receive less. And the main thing, though, that we're trying to invite you to notice is look around at how many things that you have that were crafted by other hands or created by processes designed and built by other people. Notice the food that you eat was grown and prepared and formulated by people you will never know.
Notice the infrastructure that we rely on every day, the roads, the electricity, all of it is curated and arranged by people we've never met.
Yeah, the media that we consume, the art that hangs on our walls if we're lucky to have it, the shoes that we walk the world in. It's for me, speaking personally for me, it's stunning sometimes to notice that so much is provided for me by people across the world, not just friends and family, but people in my own country, people around the world. Naomi and I have been on this journey of trying to, we've both experienced systemic disempowerment and devaluation. And so there was a period where we were sort of trying to come back to a sense of empowerment and personal value. And it felt like just as I was doing that, just as I was stepping into the sense of my own value, I also sort of awakened simultaneously to the profound value brought to me on a daily basis by hands and hearts and minds all over the world, while also realizing that, and I'm not saying this as any kind of slight on Albert Einstein, but he could not have created a pencil. He could not farm his own food. He could not create his own clothing. He did his work on the shoulders of giants. That there's this sort of great person, great individual story of human history. That there were these great individuals who sort of made the things that matter to us. And it's definitely true that some people have made profound contributions to a collective endeavor. And I think it's important for everyone to notice and recognize that. But I think it's just as important, maybe even more important, to notice the many unnamed hands moving things from one place to another, shaping them, and putting their life energy into creating the day-to-day things that we need to have a comfortable existence.
Yeah, there is so much inertia in culture to think of who's doing an important job by who makes the most money, or who's doing the most specialized technological skill. And the truth is that we are all doing what is necessary to keep this particular version of the system running every day.
Yeah.
And there are so many people whose names will never be known by most people, who are the essential organs of our collective body, our heart pumping every day, our liver processing what comes into us. And we would not function without everyone doing what they do. at least in this current configuration.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ever want to have a sort of a profound wake up call and you live in a major metropolitan area, we live in Chicago. I would recommend going to one of the managers of a supermarket and asking them about the challenges they face making sure that the community is fed. I imagine that you will be surprised at how difficult it is to do that. And many of us take those kinds of things for granted. Um, and so I think that one of the ongoing meditations that we want to bring you in this series, that we also bring to ourselves, that we engage in really regularly, is to take some time, pause, notice how much of our lives every day is being served and serviced by so many people, so many hands. I like to imagine hands passing things to back and forth, and then eventually bringing them to me for what honestly feels like a modest contribution to the world relative to what the world is offering me. And
I feel that really hard.
mhm,
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever I do will be the effort of one human or multiple humans coming together, but pales in comparison to what we are doing as a
mhm,
collective.
yeah, and I think I think coming into the awareness of that is one of the ways that we can begin sort of tipping the scales back into balance, noticing that we don't always value the things that are essential to our day-to-day lives. And we sometimes come into awareness of that. I know here in the United States during the pandemic, there was a brief movement to recognize the day-to-day service workers that really keep our country running. That the infrastructure is run by this largely invisible and unrecognized group of people who just keep the machine going, the machine that feeds us, the machine that clothes us.
The
That
machine that collects our garbage.
oh man, I anytime I get the chance to stop a garbage collector and say thank you. Wow. Like, um, I visited New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. Not not everybody remembers that in fairly recent history, New Orleans was somewhat devastated by a serious hurricane. And I visited afterwards, and they were low on garbage collection, and the streets and alleys were filling with garbage that could not be taken away. And that was a wake up call for me too. That the human endeavor generates an incalculable amount of waste that needs to be removed for us, that would quickly bury us if there were not people and processes removing it. And that's just another example of what the collective organism is doing for us, and something that we should all hold in our hearts, I think, closely.
Yeah. Yeah, for Matthew and I, when we encounter challenge in our life, we encounter high levels of challenge sometimes, and it's always really grounding to be like, wait a second, but I'm here in this safe place with necessary resources provided to me, necessary sources of life provided to me by the collective.
Hmm.
It really sort of puts life into context and puts things like disputes between nation states, and more than disputes between nation states, into perspective to be like, oh, wait, we're actually all working together to make this work.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of people on Earth right now working hard to hold everything together. And a lot of the time it's not the people who are running the show, so to speak, the people in governments. Sometimes it feels like, worldwide, by the way, it sometimes feels like they're working against the coming together, and that it's the day-to-day person, the day-to-day people, that is holding the sort of ligaments and muscular tissue of this collective organism, is the people who keep our food processing and growing and moving to people who need it. And sometimes that, and some people who are not receiving that service too, is worth thinking about, we believe. So that's today's meditation. We would invite you to just spend some time looking around your home and your day-to-day life, and noticing, and thinking about the many hands that created the things that sustain you. Is there anything you'd like to add to this, Naomi?
No, I feel complete.
Well, I feel complete too. So we look forward to seeing you next time. And again, we're grateful to have you on this journey with us.
Yeah, bye for now.